Alright guys, so I didn't think about making a video about how to take this apart until after I already had it taken apart. So I kind of roughly put it back together with the exception of a few things, and I'm going to kind of show you that. So I don't know if you can see that black cord right there, but it plugs into this right here, and you take it out and it's fine. All that is the plug-in. Okay, and then this is the bonnet. This bonnet cannot be soaked. I would not use a hose on it because of these electric parts right here. All I did was, you see these tabs right here, and there's one on both sides. So they insert into here, and you just kind of press them on both sides, and they come out, and then this is kind of what you get. So you take it off, and I wiped it down inside. So I left this inside completely, and then, you know, let's just pretend like it's not out here, it's over here. Also, something that you can't see on the back is this black part. So this kind of sets in here a lot better than that. There is a white plug that will be sitting on the inside of the liner. So you see that hole right there? There's actually that white plug right there. So there's also a screw in there attaching them. So really, all you have to do, there will be a screw in here, and it'll be a Phillips, and you take it out with the Phillips, pull this off, and then it also helped for me to, well, the plug fell back in, from this side to just kind of turn it, and then turn it this way and pull it out. So now I end up using this thing, at least last night I did, for the tray to keep everything in. The first thing that I started off with was just looking at it like this and cleaning it like this. So of course it's free through here because there's no bonnet, and it looks like this a little bit because of course this is roughly put together. So and this is how mine looks all the time. I think some of them have another shield down here, and I saw that if you can take this plug out, then the other shield supposedly, I'm not sure how it's supposed to look, but from what I can understand, the other shield that's down here is unnecessary. So if you take this plug out, you can get rid of it. But this is how mine looks on the usual. So I took, I'm gonna have to set this down. So I just took this out, and so I looked at it like this, and you know, so I took it all out. This thing's perfectly fine to be hosed down. So I took this outside. I noticed more screws in this one, and this is where the black liner goes, and it's currently soaking inside in a sink. But that's where that black liner with the folds in it, you kind of have to pull the folds out and it'll come out. So there's a screw here, and there, and in there, here, and there. Well, yeah, roughly. So, because again, I roughly put this together. I'll show you guys a better form of how to put it together once I've showed you how I took it apart. But, so kind of, you see that, like that goes kind of with it. And there's one on both sides, so you just take that off. And then I washed this too. This was most dirty. Really under here wasn't too dirty because, you know, we don't really step on it. But there was a little bit of litter. This is where that black filter goes, which is also inside soaking right now. So that's the base drawer. You can hose all that down. It's fine. That's what it looks like inside. So this is the base with all the buttons, and you can see some electrical parts back there. The base does not get soaked or hosed down. You just wipe it out. So from here, I washed everything in here, and then I was like, what is this? Because this thing right here, you pull it back and there's a ton of litter that comes back out. It actually makes it a lot more difficult for me to empty my litter robot. I'm not sure how to fix that part, but I did figure out how to take it apart or take it off. So on this side. Alright, so I'm having to kind of retake this. So let's pretend like that part, which is the shield, is back in here, okay? So there are 4 screws. 1, 2, 3, floor. And these screws go into these parts right here. You can kind of see them if you move the felt liner out of the place. See? There's one on each side. So you would take that off. You take them all out from the outside with the Phillips, and then, you know, set them back into this part right here. And then you kind of squish it together to take it back out. I'll have to show you guys how I put it back in, so you can get kind of an idea of how I took it out. My phone had stopped recording. I don't do these videos, so just bear with me. So once I have that part out, see how the shift it all out. And of course, this is one spot. I didn't take this apart. I don't know if it can come apart, but this is all that I did. So I'd pull it out, and then I can get to all the stuff that was behind all that. Okay, so from here, I'm like, wow, it's really late at night, and I really wish that I could get to this liner a lot easier. So what I did, I took apart every single screw that you can see. So these actually have like a little white plug on them, and they look like that. These are not things that you push with your hands like the bonnet. I thought that that's what it was this time around, and then I remembered, oh wait, no, they're kind of like plugs. So they literally just cover, they cover the top of the screw. So you can get a Phillips, not a Phillips, but a flathead, and kind of put it in there and pry out that, and then there'll be a screw in there, and you can unscrew it. And there's one on both sides. So they're like screws in disguise. And then you take apart all of the other screws that you can see down here. Remember, that part's gone. So right there, and then that's it. Okay, and don't forget, of course, the other screw in disguise over here. And after that, I go ahead and take this part off. Now this is where people get tricky about the magnets. So I don't take the globe apart after this. If you do, there are some pockets that are supposed to have magnets in them. I think that right there is one of them, but I don't go further than this. Taking this apart, because I don't see need. I feel like it's pretty clean right now. So, and I kind of do that with both of them. So now, this liner is gonna have there's another screw right there, and you see the little hole right there in the liner there. It's supposed to line up with that, and it's black, and you can pull that out. And then, of course, this is you pull up all this slip, and you pull it out. And then there you go, there's the bottom. And then you can clean the liner out, or the liner. This is also maybe how you could replace it. This is that big magnet in the back. It's pretty self-explanatory. I did not take it out. I think it's fine staying in there. So I took all that out, had this, and then I went ahead and I hosed all of these parts minus the base, well, not that one, but all these down. And then I used a cedar mop bucket with water and Dawn and a scrub brush. And I know, like, sometimes I'd be cleaning it and you see how, you know, okay, hey, this doesn't have obviously any dirt on it, but once I started scrubbing, the ammonia smell would just hit me. So even if you don't see the dirt, just, I mean, you don't have to like go crazy with it, of course. If you don't see dirt, you don't see dirt. But if you still have a smell, then I would say, like, scrub the parts where you don't see, and I'm calling it dirt, but it's not dirt, poop. So this was actually not on top of the base. So after I had all of those cleaned, and this is the picture that I posted last night of all of them, I went back inside and I vacuumed everything in here. I did not take anything apart out of this besides, you know, that base drawer. I just vacuumed. I used a very, very, very damp cloth, like barely any water. You could probably take a Lysol wipe, but I know that Lysol is not exactly good for cats. But I knew that I was going to keep my cats away from this, and while it dried, and it was like an unscented Lysol wipe, so I didn't take like spray. I would not spray this, but I did take like a very Lysol wipe, a very damp, like very, very dry Lysol wipe, and kind of just did all of this. after I vacuumed, because you know, on all these little holes there's probably going to be some litter. I think even I missed a spot like that's litter right now. You know, did all that. This part really wasn't, you know, all that bad. The part that was bad and I had a lot of difficulty with was this up here. And you know, as I'm videoing it, you guys are able to get a lot closer than I was last night. I took a Q-tip and some tweezers because for whatever reason, like I had like hair and gunk up in here. But still, it's right next to the sensor and there's electric parts in here. So I did not use any spray. Actually, here's the cloth that I used. This is dry. This is completely dry. So I had this with some tweezers, and I kind of just got up in here with a flashlight, and I got what I could because it was just caked up in there, and I don't know why. I don't know. I feel like I'm the exception with that one. I don't feel like cats, that would happen to most people. So it may be nothing to worry about, you know. So I did that, kind of made sure everything was out of here. Really just wiped it down. I didn't really ever see anything back in these nooks and crannies. Hey friends, so I wanted to make sure to put this in here. I've circled in this picture in red the hole that leads to the infrared part or the sensor. I want to let you know, don't spray anything, don't get anything wet at all, not even damp, completely, like, make sure it's completely dry. Only wipe down the clear plastic part. Do not get in between the green and the clear plastic. There's no need to. You don't need to put your finger into this hole at all. You might break the sensor. Seriously, do not touch the green at all. Don't spray anything. I think that's all of the warnings that I can give you about this. Just don't touch the green part at all. Zip nada. If you do at this point, then it is at your own risk. So these are those famous sensors. And this is where, if you're getting that flashing blue light after you just emptied or cycled or however, like after you emptied the litter robot and you're still getting that flashing blue light, this is one of the things. You can take a very completely dry microfiber cloth and very gently wipe this part down right here, and there's one on both sides. Mine really wasn't that bad. There was some gunk up on it, like I don't know, I really just kind of think it was mostly just dust or something. But and then also, you know, if you put a bag that's just too big in your base drawer and you put it in here and the bag is up over the base drawer, it's gonna get in the way. Sorry guys. So about the base drawer, if it's too big and you have it pulled up too high or anything like that, it's gonna end up kind of being in the way of this. So that's another reason why it might be flashing blue saying that it's ready when it's actually not ready. We just emptied it. It may just have something to do with the sensors. I've never replaced the sensors. I was just cleaning. That's all this is a cleaning video. So that means I've got the base, the globe broken down into two parts, the liner, the shield sieve sifter, the base drawer with the little step plate, and the bonnet. And then all these screws, and of course this is the plug and this is the key. Okay, so that is how I took it apart. So now you guys are gonna get to see how I take it or put it back together.